Should we get to the thing?
Hey, we're here.
Mm-hmm.
We're here.
We're in the room. We're ready
live.
to go.
I just realized that I have the stream muted, which is not going to work.
Is it the room where it happens?
It's not the room where it happens.
They couldn't hear me,
room.
but they can now. They didn't realize they couldn't hear me.
It's a room where things happen.
Did you have your mic muted, Brian?
No, I actually hadn't added it to the scene in OBS and didn't realize it. Because I used a template across all the OBS things.
Yeah, and then you last minute decided to add the microphone to the scene. Yeah. All right. Well, hello.
Well, I don't need to be in most of them, so.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
hello. Do we want to keep making it so that Matt can't start?
Yeah.
I'll leave. I'll leave, and then you can just sit here for 3 hours and do something. I don't know.
I bet you I could run a Beam Saber game.
Oh my god.
You probably could.
We could all run a Beam Saber game, but this time it's Mac's turn.
It's my turn.
Oh, are you okay, Zach?
It's Max.
It's a good thing that I hadn't opened my Rockstar yet, my generic energy drink, because I did just knock it over.
Oh no!
All right.
Anyway.
Well, with all of those lovely things out of the way, hello, lovely people of the internet. Welcome back. I know that we've been shooting the shit for a little while. So thanks for swinging by, tuning in for Beam Saber, 4 to 7 p.m. Can you tell that I have not spoken to anyone all day? Beam Saber is a great mech game. You probably know it. We've played it before. I did Battle of Bands one-shot last year. This is not that. This is not that at all. For one thing, we don't have Riley here doing Mickey Mouse.
I can do my Kermit the Frog voice the whole time. Again.
Oh my god. No. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be doing a one-shot that uses the Rear Guard Supply Drop by Caro Assertion and Ben Roswell. All Rear Guard, which I have been wanting to do for the longest time, ever since the Supply Drop came out. So I'm really excited to finally be able to do this. Also, hi, I'm Mac. I didn't say anything. You probably know me at this point. That's fine. If you don't know me, hi, I'm Mac. You can find me places on the internet at Citadel of Swords. I do not usually do this thing, but it'll be a great time. Brian, are you aware of the fact that the Roll20 screen is just blank?
Oh, that's weird. I wonder why it's doing that.
Not that you're really missing anything.
Oh, there we go. I had it minimized by accident.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd minimized that window. There's like 800 windows open on the computer.
Foxy, get that Pepe out of there. Joining me today, I guess we'll go, I'm like looking at it, our little things are not in alphabetical order, so we're just gonna go in counterclockwise, so we'll start with August, I guess.
Hello, I'm August. You can find me on Twitter at Harpydora. I mean, if you're here, you probably already know who I am and where to find me, but my pronouns are they, them, and do we want to introduce our character names?
We're gonna do character introductions in a second.
Okay, so...
Because I'm gonna do it in medias res.
Alright, then that's it.
And then Brian?
Hi, I'm Brian. I use he, him pronouns. You can find me on the internet at RoomwarePod. You can find me in a whole bunch of other podcasts on this guild that you've heard about before. Yes. Done.
Excellent. Jade?
I'm Jade. I'm the English one. You can find me on Twitter at JadeOxford. Look, I'm not the only English person in the world, but if this is a Standing Stones production, I am probably the only English person here. That's me. Let's do this. They, them pronouns. What's up?
And Zachary.
Hi, my name is Zachary Frederickson. I am the Arizonan. Not the only one in the world, but if it's a Standing Stones thing, I'm the only person in the guild from Arizona.
Fucking rip-off artist.
We love to do a bit. We love to do a bit.
But you can find me on Twitter, obviously, the guy. You can find the music I do it. I am BugRated. On this Twitch channel, you can turn back the time, the sands of time, to watch some of Sagas of the Sunless Reach, the Riddle of Rule. Also going to be on the Standing Stones YouTube channel. Also going to be on the Follow the Leader podcast feed as a podcast miniseries for the next several weeks. We're milking that cow because it is good.
It slaps.
It slaps.
Don't slap the cow. Oh.
Don't
The cow
slap.
slaps you.
Would you really slap a cow? Fuck. You know, I said that this wasn't going to be as wild as Battle of the Bands. I might have been wrong about that.
I defy you.
We're gonna get out of
Yeah.
the way now.
So we are, if you are only just tuning in, we are currently raising money for the Lilith Fund, which is an organization devoted to protecting reproductive rights for Texans specifically, because fuck that law. In particular, we're going to come after the other laws again later. We've got a few incentives because some of these playbooks, well, one of these playbooks relies heavily on characters accumulating we're going to put XP in quotes because I will get into that when we get into the characters. And I was like, well, if I'm going to have an incentive to give one character XP, I might as well let every character get XP. So if you donate $5, we'll say $5 per XP. So if you want to give someone a full run of XP, I'm not going to stop you. You can totally do that. Go ahead. It will cost you. And then we are going to be raffling off a copy of Rearguard. I think we're going to do 2 copies, if that's cool, Caro. They offered, which is why I'm saying it. So that'll be $10. And then if you want to add a complication to the mission, you can donate $20 or above. The more money you spend for reproductive rights, the better the complication gets to be. And the more likely that you'll accidentally kill one of my players.
Woo!
So
Not a character.
Murder us. I don't care.
I was gonna say, Shrug's in the chat. He's known to donate enough to fuck me over. So,
you know, it really do be like that.
It do be like, but August's not in the chat directly. So
I mean, I've never done anything to mess with Jade's life through donations.
No, never. Let me find my Beam Saber GM principles. By the way, we are not using the built-in Beam Saber setting. Sorry, Austin, I know you're in chat. It's a great setting. I'm just not using it.
Look, no gods, no masters, no authors of the original game text. That's how we
Quick, the
play.
author's taking a nap. Except he's not because he's here. I'm gonna
appreciate
not
you.
accidentally send a random symbol into chat. Where
Send all the
are
symbols.
my GM principles?
Realistically,
them.
at the end of the day, they're all random symbols in chat. You know, what I mean? Like,
Yeah, like what is language anyway?
Yeah, no, I mean you're correct about that. You are. All right, so my GM principles. So Rearguard, for those of you who haven't gotten to check out Rearguard yet, first of all, you absolutely should. It slaps. The writing on it is incredible. The style is very slick, and it adds a lot of good dimension to Beam Saber. What it does is it's described as a low violence supply drop, so it grounds the conflict in support roles more than it does in frontline combatants, which is good because I decided I didn't want to deal with violence this time. I always like doing more of the espionage sort of stuff of war, so that's fine. So my GM principles are be a fan of the pilots, let everything flow from the fiction, address the pilots, address the players, fill the world with inequality. We're still not going to do racism, sexism, homophobia, or transphobia, or anti-Semitism, because I have no interest in that. Make the war the enemy, not the soldiers. Make the war too big to defeat. Make the pilots feel small and the vehicles feel powerful. Consider the risk. Hold on lightly. And one more, just for today, emotionally destroy August in particular.
Yep.
You did
gonna
put hard
happen.
work and care into it, Austin. And I want to just like acknowledge that you put a lot of work into that, and that doesn't mean that I'm using it. So let's start with the characters really quick. Where can y'all be found in the middle of artificial night? Let me start there.
I don't know. Who's going to a dive bar with me? Hey, Tribulation, you want some beers?
Sure. Let's get beers. Beers. Beer time.
Beers.
Beers. I'd bang on the desk, except it would just ring through on the mic.
You can metaphorically bang on the desk. All right. So how about we start with August and Brian then in terms of character introductions.
Okay. You spoke first, August, so you're first.
Okay. So I am playing Precious, last name redacted. His pronouns are he, him. His call sign is Gemini. He is the occultist. He is a tawny-colored cat boy, trending a little more towards anthro than anime. Like, he's got just, like, a little bit of peach fuzz all over, but mostly, you know, cat ears, cat tail, that's it. He has a pink undercut, and he has white tips on his tail and ears.
What does the occultist do?
So, I definitely have rear guard open. I thought I had it open, but evidently I closed it because I closed all of my PDF tabs after I got done running Bros at Gatadoc.
So the occultist, our cat boy, is a grim and prescient spy.
Sorry, that's just a hell of a sentence to hear.
It's really good, is the thing.
Do you want me to read the blurb about the occultist?
Let's not get too carried away because we do only have 3 hours.
Yeah.
And I do have a lot to cover.
My history before everything happened is I was a quote-unquote gentleman thief. My tragedy, that was kind of like the turning point in my life, was losing my sister while Faye was working on something big. And the thing that kind of like pushed me into the war is trying to find out what my sister was looking for. Do you want me to introduce my vehicle right now?
Please do.
So
Please do.
My vehicle is a Shadowfax 413 Cobalt Classic motorcycle. It's not quite antiquated, but it's definitely not brand new. It's sleek and stylish for 15 years ago, well-aged and well-loved. And my vehicle's name is like Nya.
With the tilde. It's very important that you know that it does
the
have
tilde.
the tilde.
Yes.
Y'all did such good work with the vehicles that I need you to introduce them all because they're so good. Anyway, so Precious is getting beers with Brian's character.
Hi. Yes, it is me. Tribulation, the river takes you home. Because I have to make extremely dumb names with my character generator that Danielle made for me.
You're really getting your money's worth out of that generator.
Yeah. Tribulation uses he, him pronouns. His call sign is Triple J. He is a, 4'3", like, fairly disheveled, kind of, just kind of, putting just the bare minimum of effort into, looking respectable, rabbit correspondent, basically a field reporter, a dogged, indecisive investigator is what the correspondent is. He is a tan colored rabbit, with darker little brown ear tips. He is short and aggressive. The history-wise, he's been reporting on the war quite a bit recently. The tragedy, the thing that's kind of pushed him deeper into things is that while doing investigations on both like the enemy side and the allied side, I guess, he has rubbed quite a number of like generals the wrong way, and he didn't get quite enough security detail on his last sort of outing. So for some reason, I don't know why that didn't happen. And so,
man, I wonder.
After like a close call, his home office has kind of pulled him back to let the heat die down. He's fine. He's fine with taking a little break. He's not like mad about it. He's assuming that like if people are trying to kill him, he's probably doing the right thing. It sucks, but them's the breaks. And then I guess that also runs into the opening there. So that's where we're at with Tribulation. His vehicle is basically like a beat up white panel van. At least it looks like it. It's got a bunch of equipment inside of it. It is the vehicle name is J. Jonah. I'm just leaning fully into my Spider-Man bullshit today. So the end. We're getting beers. I have a comically large beer for as small of a rabbit man I am.
Yeah, I mean, I'm 5 foot nothing, so it's not like I'm, particularly large myself, but I do tower over you. So,
you're right. Hot.
So I think, and as far as our relationship goes, we have a tendency to, we have a friendly relationship, but we have a tendency to use each other for information because I dig around in places I'm not supposed to, you do the same. So sometimes I'm an anonymous source for you. Sometimes you provide me tips on things I need to dig into. So I think that's probably the impetus for me asking you for beers, and you probably know this, but we never talk about the fact that we're mostly a professional working relationship.
Mm-hmm.
How's that sound for you?
Sounds perfect.
Cool. So
listen, as long as you're both aware that you're using each other for information, I think it's probably fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look, I mean, look, you're co-workers. You can be co-workers. It's fine.
Yeah. Exactly.
Cool. So that's why we're here. Is I don't know what I've heard. I'm hoping maybe Mac will provide something that I may have heard about that I'm just interested to see if you have any more information on it.
Yeah. I'm gonna get the lay of the land, and then
yeah.
But things are gonna happen in rapid succession.
Yeah, but that's
I should. So FYI, I do have a move called From the Wire. I have access to the journalist-only breaking news distro. The GM will give me advance notice of any breaking news events, and I may always make a fortune roll to check the wire to see if there's any relevant chatter.
Good news! A breaking news event is going to happen in as soon as I've introduced the other two characters and talked a little bit about the setting.
Right.
I'm glad you took that move because it is very good. What about the other two? Where are y'all right now?
Well, I mean, I'm selling the beers.
I was hoping you were going to say that. I was hoping you were going to say that. God bless. All right, tell me about you, Zach.
Yes, well, I mean, so alcohol is not, victuals in general, not the most stable of economies, but people need things in this wartime situation. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Bud, I got it at your service. Hereafter, the undersigned conductor of this crazy train we call commerce. All aboard.
It's a little Easter egg for all y'all who listen to Follow the Leader.
Yeah, well, champ, I'm here to make sure that everybody's happy, healthy, and well equipped. I am the quartermaster, but I got it. Call sign middleman. I am a tall, slickly styled robot man with a broken face display that only shows my ever-present smile. Once upon a time, I was a public defender, artificial intelligence, slapped into some, courthouse in some backwater world. But after being pulled out, put in something else, I got reprogrammed constantly because, you know, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. And everything I do well. So they kept wanting me to do new things, different things. And eventually all that redundant code and different subroutines all kind of piled together. And one day I popped out and I knew that I was a real, living, thinking being. And I thought, well, I should probably choose my own job. And that job is making sure that everybody has what they need to do their jobs. So this is kind of a bar, but really it's a van that you're standing in front of. I have activated the bar protocol, which is if you've ever seen like an RV that like with the extendable awning. Mm-hmm. It's like that, except a bar just slides out and some little stools pop out.
I love it.
Because you have come to my vehicle, officially a done automotor core supply carriage, but we all know that it is the done deal. Not too fancy to look at, but wonderful toys inside.
Hell yes.
And as far as relationships go, everyone loves Bud I Got It because he's got it. And Bud loves everyone because they've given money.
And information.
And well, it's such an ephemeral thing, information. I'd like to deal it in real things.
Yeah, in the tangible. Yeah, I totally feel that. So the quartermaster is a really... I'm going to jump in here really quick before we get to Jade's character. The quartermaster is a really interesting playbook because it doesn't deal in XP, it deals in leverage. So the more leverage that Zach acquires, he can cash in that leverage for new playbook moves. The more leverage he cashes in at any given time, the more powerful the move is. Now, because this is a one-shot, I'm going to just kind of, and because we have a donation incentive for XP and leverage, I'm going to let y'all cash in at any point during the game for new playbook moves. And yeah, for new playbook moves. So if y'all want to see But I Got It, and the others, of course, pick up more skills, just drop $5 towards the Lilith Fund. Thanks. So Jade,
mm-hmm.
Are you there with them?
No.
I didn't think so.
No, the camera will sort of pan away from the done deal.
Oh, so you're too good to drink beer out of a van?
That's really not it, but you know, it's all
supply
good.
carriage. Thank you.
And sort of camera winds its way down the halls of its Juno station, right, Matt?
Juno station.
Yeah, to the med bay, through the doors, and currently, Dr. Zenovi Sinadar is having a nap. Uses Zizir pronouns, and Dr. Zenovi, Dr. Sinadar really, friends calls her Zen or Doc. There's not lots of them, but people do. Z is a Stalindi, alien from a completely oceanic planet. Their anatomy is a mix of flower hat jellyfish and mantis shrimp. This is a really alien-looking alien. Z has a translucent sort of blue skin and a bioluminescent nervous system that you can see at all times, as well as like a bunch of little tendrils around their, I use the term head loosely. That is a lot of extrasensory stuff going on. They communicate through a version of thought speak. And when they're not in their tank, which is where Z currently is, Z has a bunch of adaptive stuff that Z wears to keep himself hydrated. So, and yeah, as I said, the surgeon, a magnetic and meticulous doctor, was a doctor before the war. has been for many, 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 many years looking to jellyfish, and managed shrimp for that matter. But there was
for a long ass time.
But there was an environmental disaster when the war sort of came there, and he got involved with the war effort. Was working as an advisor on Voxus, but has now sort of come to Juno Station to head up the med bay and the staff of just so much drama going on. You know, it's like MASH meets Grey's Anatomy in there. It's like, it's a lot. It's just so much. So, Zen's just chilling right now. Like, it's finally doesn't actually have any patients in the med bay. So a lot of the staff got the night off, and they're just chilling.
Excellent. Cool. All right.
Yeah, the way they drink is not very exciting. It's like an atomizer spray that they can.
Sounds incredibly exciting to me.
You cannot use it. It's mine. Use your mouth.
You want to just absorb the alcohol directly into your skin, Tribulation? Like,
faggots in the way.
Yes.
Okay.
That'd be great. Just what is it, that the eyedropper, like the eye sprayer thing from Cowboy Bebop? Just fuck me up.
Your mammalian anatomy cannot handle my atomized alcohol. Keep away.
Do not tell me what I can and cannot handle with my mammalian anatomy.
I do not have the time to pump your organs again. Do you know how hard it is to get alcohol out of your system that's been absorbed via the skin? So
this is why I don't usually deal in this stuff.
Exactly.
I'm gonna stop before I make a lot of jokes about organ pumping.
Guys, as is the rule, it's past 9 p.m. here in the UK, so my level of feral will only go up.
So it's a good thing you took short fuse then, huh?
I did take short fuse.
Oh, God. I want to be really clear to the viewers. Also, I totally curse myself by naming the station Juno Station, because every time I say it, I think Juno Steel, and that's not how this works at all.
Yeah.
So you are all currently stationed. Don't worry about it. On the space. Yeah, you're posted. There you go. Thank you. You are currently posted on Juno Station, which is a space station that was founded by the city of Voxus. That is bitter guitar riff. My name is Juno Station.
Thank you.
It is a space station that was founded by the city of Voxus. That is currently orbiting the planet of Oris, which is where the primary front of the war that Voxus is currently fighting is taking place. Juno Station is run by, and I have to double check to make sure I get the right sister. Because I think, yeah, okay. So Juno Station is run by a former mech pilot, call sign Maya, who is one of the Seven Sisters, who was the squadron of heroes that ended the major interplanetary conflict that took place a couple of decades back, well before everyone's time except possibly Dr. Sinadar's.
I've been around for a while.
I mean, that's a fair point, but how long have you been sapient, bud?
I still remember.
All right. Okay. I don't know about Precious and Tribulation, though. It hasn't been too long, but, like, I don't know if y'all were working back then. Depends on how old y'all are. Yeah. So most of the Seven Sisters, they're still in like they're kind of in contact with each other, but not really, not regularly. The two sisters there's two of them who are in research and development planet side, and four of them who are just teaching. They're back on Voxus and they're teaching, and then Maya is running Juno Station, which is important because this is the breaking news that you get, Tribulation, is that Electra, who's one of those research and development sisters who has been on planet side for a very, very long time, is docking. Her ship is docking right now at Juno Station, like probably not far from where y'all are. But she is coming here. And the rumors are saying that she has a very, very important business to discuss with Maya. And that they're going to be throwing a banquet, I guess. In order to, like, welcome her onto the station. And at the same time that you find that out, someone comes banging on the door of Medbay.
The bioluminescent, like, flickers out from sort of this very, like, low ambient sort of violet color and sort of brightens up through to magenta as Seal levers herself out of the tank, pulls on some of their adaptive gear and goes and opens the door.
Standing in the doorway is someone who you know more from mission reports. I don't think you've seen this person in a very, very long in a while. Like, she's been around. You've met her like a couple of times. But for the most part, you see her name in mission reports under the code name the Giant Killer. This is a soldier who specifically does not pilot a giant mech. And she goes after the mechs themselves, but she doesn't pilot a giant robot. And as far as you were concerned, the last time that you heard anything, she was stationed on the other side of Oris from where Juno is right now, which is very weird. And she says, "Oh, Dr. Sindar, I'm really sorry for the late hour. Did I disturb you? Is there?" She kind of like peeks around to like see if there's anybody in Med Bay with you.
Just me, but it's fine. I will page one of the younger ones. What can I do to help? I'm just sort of like one of the little tentacles that Z has, like, unravels and like taps on a panel on the wall to like summon one of the other members of staff.
I need a really, really, really big favor. I need you to come with me, and I need you to not ask any questions until we get there.
I think the bioluminescent flickers a couple of different colors rapidly, and just sort of, and there's sort of a bob of like acknowledgement because there's no specific like head to nod, and yeah, she pulls on. I like to think that she wears scrubs and a lab coat because it makes other people feel more comfortable, or at least that was the vibe given.
I cannot. A shrimp in a lab coat does not make me more comfortable with the shrimp.
Excuse me, this is a combination shrimp jellyfish.
Oh, I'm sorry. That does that. I'm sure that makes a whole lot of difference.
Bro,
The difference between a shrimp and a jellyfish?
When it comes to wearing a lab coat, I imagine
Coat,
possibly
yeah.
not so.
A shrimp still has limbs, is the thing. Is the main difference.
bro, if you're picky about where you're getting your medical care, then I can't help you. Z's a good doctor. Doesn't matter if Z's like half shrimp.
Yeah, for what I imagine, like the anatomy is sort of like elongated, like the sort of like the thorax and like back of a shrimp, like that sort of shape. But it's like more the bloomingness of a jellyfish, and it's rather than like solid limbs, it's like little tentacles underneath. So can be like pedal, I guess. I didn't know for multi-legs what it should be. I only know up to quadrupeds. So, but yes, either way, the glowy jellyfish shrimp doctor will leave the med bay and go with the giant killer, is my point. I've got
I should also be very clear. The giant killer is very small. She's like 5 feet tall.
Oh, incredible. Dr. Sindar is quite large, but also like is very squishy and can condense quite small to get through corridors and stuff like that. So I do want to point out like this big pair of like part of their zero adaptive stuff is like you guys have seen like pictures of mantis shrimp's eyes, right? It's got like a pair of goggles over that to keep them moist so their eyes don't dry out.
Yeah.
So just adds to the upset of this doctor who is very cool and good at their job. And you maybe don't want to look.
I would trust Zero with my life. What's your relationship to the other people in the rear guard?
I feel like I didn't mention earlier. Their old call sign is Charybdis. Yes, after the Greek myth.
This is all fucking Greek inspired. Don't worry about it.
I feel like Z gets on really well with Bud because they're both like, we're here to do a job. And like,
yeah, I mean, I bring you a lot of supplies.
Yeah, and also like he is very good when I say, can you get me some of these tiny little fish that I really like?
Of course.
So it's like, but also like he's so very not like a lot of people in the way C isn't very like a lot of people on the station. So there's that whole people don't quite get you, and that includes me, but I like that. So
yeah, I'm lucky. I still have legs, so they're not quite as confused about me.
For all that Brian and I have been bickering and having a great time, I feel like C genuinely likes arguing with Tribulation because it's like, yes, okay, great, because it's fun to have somebody to yell at who won't take it personally. People are so sensitive is the thing. Some people, but yeah, Tribulation will just yell back. It's great. Precious, I don't know how much dealings C's had with Precious. So what do you think, August?
I feel like Z's patched up Precious once or twice, for reasons that Precious absolutely will not go into. He's probably just like it's for the best you don't know. It's okay. I fell down some stairs, landed on a bullet or two on my way down. It's fine.
Okay, so Z knows Precious is lying out of his ass constantly.
Yeah.
Knows exactly what his last name is because they're a doctor, Sarah doctor, and also because he insists on lying, even though Z knows the truth, makes no effort to not drip water on him constantly.
God
I mean,
bless.
that's fine. I mean, he knows Z knows that he's lying. Like it's one of those things where it's like I feel like he's got he likes the good doctor very much, but
They do bond over good seafood.
Yes.
All right. So that's good. I think does that conversation with Dr. Senator happen like in time? Because I think it's very funny if Dr. Senator and the Giant Killer pass by the done deal.
I love this.
While they're talking, and what if you just go, so speak of the devil?
I love this.
Very good.
And the Giant Killer goes, oh, wait. Mr. Got It.
Yes, hello.
Could I borrow you for a second? And
Well, you certainly can't afford to lease me.
no, I probably can't. And your friends.
Well, that's everybody here.
Those two, specifically, at the bar.
Oh, my comrades.
I'm not sure you can afford to lease me either.
Tribulation holding the remnants of some sort of bomb drink. Like, me? Like...
Yes.
Do we know her given name as opposed to her call sign?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. They keep the identity of they keep her identity very much under wraps because there's nothing in the way of her.
Sure,
And
absolutely.
like it's a very easy with a mech because you don't necessarily see the pilots. But that's just her. So they keep her her all of her legal information like very tightly under wraps. She might tell you it's not going to be here.
Mm-hmm. Understood.
So do you all follow?
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Not often that you get
Yes,
approached
yeah.
by a war hero.
How long have Tribulation and Precious been drinking?
Maybe like I would say an hour or so.
How deep in the cups are you?
Precious isn't terribly deep. He's probably like 2 pints in, but he doesn't drink really high gravity beer.
Tribulation is probably decently into things. Has been drinking whiskey drinks for like an hour.
Okay, then as you hop down from your stool, pun not intended, you feel like a slight zap as you get poked by a tendril as a faint like electrical current surges through and sobers you up a little bit.
I'm pretty sure that's not how that works.
Yeah, it's sci-fi. I'll allow it.
Are you doubting the doctor?
It's like, I am a medical professional.
I think you just like shocking people and lying to them.
Do you feel more sober?
I'm mad, so yeah. But that's not how that works. You don't get to take credit for me getting mad.
How many species anatomy are you aware of? How many different people can you
I don't think that I
operate
should
on?
be discussing that in public, but
Chums, I believe we've been called up to the big leagues, and I don't know that we're making the best impression.
The giant killer is laughing a little bit. She's like hiding it behind her hand. But she is leading you deeper and deeper into the bowels of the space station, until you arrive at a unused, like a very old, unused ship's dock, like very far away from like you've passed maybe a couple of people on your way down here, but like no one like pays any attention to y'all because like you're at this point like y'all are a common sight around this station, right? There's tons of non-human people living on this station also. So no one bats an eye at a cat boy, a bunny, a jellyfish shrimp person, a robot, and a very small and also Dr. Cinedar is so tall that everyone looks up and no one sees the giant killer, which is good. Anyway, so you get led to very old, or an old ship's dock, where there's I'm still looking at Twitch chat, so if I just start laughing all of a sudden, I'm just responding to what y'all are saying. Very old ship's dock, and the giant killer kind of like smacks the button to open the ramp of her very small ship, and kind of beckons you all up and goes, I did not bring you here to kill you. Don't worry about it. But
wait, that was an option? Why would that be an option?
I wasn't.
Now I'm more yeah, I didn't think that you were going to kill us before, but now I'm certain you're going to kill us.
No, there's no reason for me to. I need your help.
You, my friend, are not the best at this.
No, I'm not. There's a reason why they get me to kill the mechs. And
maybe
she
you
brings
could tell me what you need, and then I can tell them in a way that doesn't make them scared shitless.
She brings you past the. It's a very small ship. So past where she pilots it into like kind of looks like, you know, the room on the Millennium Falcon where there's the table and the seats and everything is all open and there's all sorts of the technical stuff of the ship. Kind of like that. And on a table in that room is a body. And she goes over and like puts 2 fingers to the neck to check the pulse and kind of like breathes a sigh of relief, and she turns around and she says, "This is Andromeda and I need you to save her life."
How?
Now, I'm seeing one of us that this seems like the right job for. I'm not seeing why the rest of us are here.
Because I need you to find out why and how she was almost killed. It has something to do with why Electra has come to the station.
I would like to declare load.
Yeah, do it.
I'm going to declare light load. And then also I'm going to use my fine recording equipment. And I would like to stealthily turn this on in my pocket.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll allow that because she's not paying attention to you. So there's no, because she's mostly looking at Dr. Sinadar and at Mr. Goddard. And I'm going to be using these honorifics because she uses these honorifics.
Sure. Fair enough.
So,
Can I study the body?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm specifically wanting to see if like what kind of wounds it looks like there might be, if any, because that seems like a thing we should know.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. And also, like, how close to dead Andromeda is for reasons.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Okay, so I have 1 in study, so I'm just gonna roll 1d6. Is this more like a fortune roll than anything?
Yeah, I'd say this is a fortune roll because you're in a controlled enough position. The body is right there. The giant killer is not stopping you from getting any closer to it. So
Okay, cool. Four's not bad.
Four's not bad. The thing that you notice when you get close is that Andromeda's skin doesn't feel like any. Andromeda looks almost human, if not a little more lavender than humans typically look without gene mods. But the skin is very clearly synthetic. And as far as you can see, there's no external wounds. So far that you can tell. I would say that Zen would know better. Also, Z's had more experience with really non-human anatomies because you have to when you're a doctor. And everyone take an XP and Bud take a leverage. We got a $20 donation. Thank you very much for that.
Who donated? Who did the donating?
Sam Goldsworthy. Thank you very much, my friend.
Thank you.
Or Brandma, actually. Sorry, I apologize. This is not Andromeda is not necessarily biological. That's what I'll say.
Okay.
You can tell that pretty immediately.
Okay.
I would like to ask. So, Giant Killer. Can I get like? Do you have something slightly less formal than your call sign?
You can call me Iria.
Great. So where did you find them? What condition were they in? Why do you think somebody did this? What's going on?
So the basics that she explains to you, like she gives you it's pretty broad strokes. She was stationed on the far side of planet Oris. Andromeda was supposed to be her handler for the mission. It's not uncommon for them to assign synthetic handlers just to have for pilots, just for them to have backup. They're not necessarily sapient. What happened was everything was going fine. As far as she could tell, everything was going fine when all of a sudden there was a sound at a pitch that synthetic beings don't usually make, which sounded like a cut-off scream, and then the feed cut to static. And when she made it back to where Andromeda was, like, she finished up the mission. She didn't have much left to do. When she finished up the mission, she made it back to Andromeda. Andromeda was seizing, which is also not something that you see in synthetics. They're designed to shut down before they reach that point. These handlers are. And the reactions that she saw were distinctly biological, to a point that she was like, I don't need a mechanic, I need a doctor. Which is why, but they weren't supposed to leave, obviously, and something else is going on here. She's pretty sure that it's sabotage.
Well, if we can't go to Med Bay for secrecy reasons, I can get my vehicle, which is a Nauticus multi-environ mobile medic unit called Aurelia. There's like just as good scanning equipment and things like that before I start doing anything invasive. I don't know whether I need to bring that here or if we can take Andromeda to it.
We should be able to take Andromeda to Aurelia, and then I don't know. And she looks to the other three and she goes, I don't know what you want to do in terms of the rest of it, because you're right, this is not really your territory, but you're so good at finding information, and I need to know what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, is Andromeda like? Oh, go on. Sorry.
No, you go ahead.
Okay, is Andromeda stable? Like, are we working under a timetable? Like, what, you know?
Andromeda's stable. Yes. There is a bit of a time crunch, but it's more along the lines of someone's eventually going to realize that the Giant Killer and Andromeda went missing. Iria's also not 100% sure how all of this works, which is why she came to Dr. Sinadar specifically, because she thinks that Dr. Sinadar might have a better idea of what the timetable is. Like, is there anything that can be done? Like, Andromeda's functioning, but, like, can Andromeda be saved?
Yeah. Follow-up question. Why are you asking us bunch of random assholes and not kicking this up the chain of command?
Well, we're not random. We're the rear guard.
Well, yeah, but I mean, this is like theoretically an attempt on the bodyguard of the giant killer, which I imagine command would want to know about.
Well,
Tribulation, you and I both know that command isn't exactly the most trustworthy, most trustworthy bunch.
consider
Why?
Command is the one who knows who the giant killer is. How would someone have found Andromeda to take out?
That's why I'm asking. Gestures to the giant killer. The guest of honor here, why they don't trust command with this information.
Because no one else knew we were there. It was an infiltration mission. No one else knew we were there. No one else knows how the Andromeda units work. I think it was an inside job. And I think it has something to do with why Elektra has come to the station now, of all times. And I want to know what's happening.
Well, you can all argue about the specifics of this, but I have got a patient to treat, so excuse me. And I'll just like a bunch of the tendrils and tentacles like come and scoop up Andromeda and just sort of like held loosely below like the upper section of the good doctor's body. And I'm just gonna head off to Aurelia. People don't tend to pay attention to what Z is carrying at any given time.
This is true. This is true.
Quick question.
Uh-huh.
Do I sense or pick up any sign of any sort of spirits in the area? Or specifically around Andromeda?
Yes, but it's not anything stranger than the spirits that you usually pick up around synthetics, right? Like, you don't think.
I mean,
it feels the same.
It's I'm going to declare my load.
Mm-hmm.
I'm declaring a medium load. And one of the things I'm declaring is I'm declaring my seance supplies.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to follow Dr. Sinadar to the Aurelia. But I'm not going to go into like the I'm not going to follow into like the surgical area or whatever. I may just like park myself outside and clear a space to set up my seance supplies.
Mm-hmm.
Because I wanna talk to this spirit, like it may be there may be something that I can get out of it. So what I'm doing is I'm using my move Voices of the Dead. You may take stress to summon a spirit tied to the current location and ask it 3 questions. This action costs 1 stress with major consequences, 2 stress with minor consequences, or 3 stress with no consequences. And because I enjoy having fun, I'm going to do 2 stress, so there's some consequences there.
Some minor consequences, which can play pretty well into the fortune roll that I just made.
Yeah. So you see Precious, like I don't know if Bud or Tribulation has ever seen Precious do this before. But he's like setting up some candles. He spreads some salt in like a circle around himself and the candles, chalks out something on the ground, and then like kneels with his hands next to the candles and mutters some stuff that they can't hear. And
It's a good question. Did Bud and Tribulation follow them?
No.
No.
Bud
Okay.
has stayed with the giant killer to see what she needs from him.
I look like I'm flicking through my space iPhone, but I am gonna make a fortune roll to check the wire once Precious is done doing their deal.
Sounds good.
Cool. So what do I get in response?
So what you get in response is, for the most part, you get, let me see. I'm just gonna check the move again really quick. Don't open Spotify. Why are you doing this? So for the most part, when you do a seance, in a station like this, where many people have come and passed and had significant moments, you're flicking through so many memories. There are so many people, and I use people very loosely here, right? I'm not talking about humans necessarily.
Mhm.
But there are so many people who have left imprints on this station in some way, shape, or form that sometimes it's hard to get a pinpoint on one in particular. But you concentrate really hard on getting one, and the nice thing about doing this also by the Aurelia is that, like, there's a lot of, it's war. Patients get lost all the time. So there are spirits who are tied to this place in particular, who are tied to the Aurelia in particular, who are able to wander around a little bit more. So finally, I think it's you don't get necessarily a clear image of the of them in particular. We got another $20 donation from Izzy. I'm gonna take that. I don't know what you want out of that, Izzy. If you want to do XP for everyone or what, so just let me know. But thank you for that donation. It is very much appreciated. So you don't get like a clear image of the spirit, but it's like a fuzzy outline of someone who's finally kind of stopped to talk to you for a second. And you get 3 questions.
The first question I'm going to ask is there anything going on with Aurelia's, like, so like the occultist playbook, one of the cool things about it is it kind of blends the concept of ghosts and data and programming. So what I want to know is, like, in Andromeda's, like, data aura, is there anything, like, noticeably out of place? Like, does this ghost see anything in the data-ish realm that looks abnormal?
Yeah, there is something. Cause the crossover between ghosts and data, it's really easy, especially for spirits, to see synthetics. And there is something about Andromeda that is different from any damaged robot that the spirit has ever seen before, that seems to be fighting for life.
Okay.
Like, in a more active way, because I think there is no way for artificial intelligence, for anything living, to not want to keep itself functioning and alive. But again, there is something very living about the way that Andromeda is fighting.
Okay. Shoot. The next thing I want to ask the ghost is, with Andromeda, like, fighting, and I'm sorry, what were Andromeda's pronouns again?
No pronouns were given.
Okay, so I'm just going to, so with Andromeda fighting for Andromeda's life, does the ghost see, like, is there some sort of like programming backdoor we could use to like get in there and help Andromeda?
It's the spirit can't really see anything. No, that's the short
Okay.
answer. The short answer is no. The long answer is the programming, if you can call it that, is very complex. It looks more like a nervous system
Okay.
than computer wiring. Like they really tried hard to make these units be like akin to living beings.
Mm-hmm. And
Thanks, Ashlyn, also for the $10 donation.
I want to hold on to my last question, just because I'm kind of blanking on it. So, if you want to go to any of the other folks while I think on it.
Yeah, let's go to tribulation because I know you want to make that fortune roll for the wire.
Make it a fucking roll.
Let's see if
yeah,
tribulation keeps Dante's luck.
He will. What do I roll for?
It's a fortune roll. So, I mean, I guess it depends. And Philo for another $10 donation. Y'all are the best.
I guess I'll just roll 1d6. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was gonna say 1d6. I was gonna say maybe I was gonna peek at the thing. I got distracted. You could maybe do I'll say you can do a survey if you want 2d6.
Sure. It's a 6. Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah.
I logged into Roll20 today.
Roll20 decided to love you.
Roll20 always loves me.
Jesus Christ, Brian.
I just don't roll dice on the room where it happened. That's why I don't run any problems.
Anyway, so you get a couple of things. The less breaking news, obviously. Someone's live tweeting the banquet right now. They're actually so yeah, someone's live tweeting the banquet right now. So that's the main thing. And then there's a couple of pieces of information that you get out of it. One is that Electra has not approached Maya at all. They keep like looking at each other but they're not getting any closer to each other. But some of the other scientists that they brought with them are, they're starting to mingle with each other. The drinks are starting to flow. And a bunch of people are speculating that there's going to be at least 2 major scientific brawls that break out tonight, because that's what scientists are like. They fight about their hypotheses all the time. And for the most part, the rest of the station is quiet. It is the middle of the night, ostensibly. So most of the people who would still be awake and kind of wandering around are at this banquet, which is a blessing and a curse, because there might be some people who are invited to the banquet who aren't there. No one's noticed yet, but it'll be obvious.
How far away from how far away are we from the banquet currently?
Because you guys are down in like the belly of the ship right now. I'm trying to think. The station is big enough that mechs can walk in it, so you're pretty far. But like you could probably get there pretty easily. I bet there's an elevator.
Okay.
You're you're not on the opposite side of the ship from it. You're just like
yeah,
below.
Yeah, I'm not like walking there. I'm gonna take my van.
Yeah, all right.
Okay. I guess I look at Bud, who's still here, right?
Hello.
Hi, Bud. Bud, I slap you on the chest. Well, probably like the tummy. I'm very short. You got what is Bud dressed currently in, like kind of like a, like, you know, you got like a waiter outfit in you somewhere?
I am always impeccably dressed.
Well, great, wonderful. I like gesture at the giant killer. You got a pass to this banquet? Did you get invited to this motherfucker?
Well, I'm not supposed to be here, so no. But I can get you a press pass.
Sure.
Well, that's probably easier.
Yeah. Shoot me one. I like hand a card to the giant killer. Like, just shoot that to me. Actually, here's this number. I give them a number to on my not Mac, but on my van, on my panel van that I own. I have a fun piece of equipment that is a secure group line. Anyone with the number can access it. Here's the number. Here's my team's login. Shoot me that information. Bud, come with me. We're gonna go ask some questions.
Yeah.
Right.
And she kind of, before you can leave, she kind of stops you and she says, I don't care what you have to do in order to help us, but if you can keep my name out of it, I would appreciate that.
That's easy, because I don't know your name.
I do have my third question.
Great.
One quick thing, because I guess I forgot to write it down. What was that like casual name that she gave us?
Iria.
Thank you.
Yep. That's your rule of engagement. Keep her out of it.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't care what else you have to do, as long as she stays out of it.
Fair enough.
Just personal safety reasons. So if we want to make, I feel like we're gearing up for an engagement roll, maybe.
True. That is the way that these games work.
That is the way that these games work.
I do have a question. Do we, while I have to look at the name. Precious is looking at ghosts. Do we ever cross paths during that period, or is Precious somewhere else?
Do you go past the Aurelia?
We could. I just want to establish.
Yes, you would.
I do just want to establish that Bud is haunted.
Good. Bless. Love that.
I love that.
A haunted robot.
I love this.
I love the idea that Precious can't do seances near Bud because he will just throw off all of the readings. Everyone else
can that be
everyone
my
else take another 2 XP because Austin Ramsey donated a bunch.
Thank you, Austin.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm trying to find a good fun emote for my reply to Philo. So yeah.
Can dealing with Bud's haunting be my complication? Like, I ask my third question and then Bud comes up and I just like get overloaded.
Oh, yeah, sure. I ticked the threat clock, but sure, we can do that too.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. Like, the more the merrier.
Yeah, I'm down for Bud to fuck up the seance.
So, my third question is, can the spirit tell how long before Andromeda joins them?
I think the spirit says it's like pretty vague, but they say 4 and then it cuts to static and then Bud rounds the corner.
I think with the force of Bud's haunting, I get knocked on my ass, and like that breaks the salt circle. So like I just like it's like immediately snapping out of something I'm supposed to come out of slowly, and so that just like makes me fall over even further. And then like I notice Bud, and I'm starting to have a throbbing headache, and I'm like, God damn it, got it.
Mr. Redacted, my dearest apologies. I didn't realize you were communing with the spirits. Would you like some aspirin?
It's amazing.
But God damn it.
And then like I look up and I'm like puppy dog eyes or kitty cat eyes, and I'm like, oh, okay, thank you, I love you again.
Okay. Well, here you go.
I mean, I don't say I love you again, but it's just that vibe of like, okay, you know, we're friends again.
Sure. Yes, here you are. That'll be,
So, can I have a running tab with Bud that I pay irregularly?
Sure.
Cool. So, just put it on my tab. I'll get you back later.
Of course.
All right, so if we want to do an engagement,
Sure, let's engage.
Let's engage. Also, we did not do squad stuff,
No.
which we probably should have, but
Yes.
it's fine.
We should at least pick one of the crew abilities.
Oh,
Yes,
right, yes.
that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, please at least pick a crew ability.
Let's grab ourselves an olive branch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at that one too.
Which is we get +1 action rating to survey, engineer, or consort, which should probably be useful for this party.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Put mine in consort.
Likewise.
So, I need to find the page. Beam Saber is such a long book. Eventually there will be bookmark. I hope. Engagement roll. There we go. It's really early in the thing. Oh, okay. So pick we love crunchy games. Sorry about my keyboard. Why are you not typing? There we go. It's fine. Everything's fine. Okay, so tactic. This sounds like a social mission.
Of course.
I'm just guessing, like it's occurring to me. I'm like, this might be a social mission.
Wait, because I stepped away for a short period of time. Is everybody coming to the banquet?
You and I are.
Okay.
Might be there later, but not now.
Precious?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go to the banquet. That seems like the place to be, because there is fuck all that I can do for Andromeda personally, and we have anywhere between 4 hours, 4 days, 4 weeks, and 4 months for Andromeda. At least this is Precious's assumption. And
yes. Yeah. That is a correct. I will say it. That is a correct assumption.
Yeah. But that's just his assumption, so he's booking it to be at the party.
Mm-hmm. I am happy for y'all to take a social and for Dr. Senadar to be just doing surgeon shit in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the detail? It's not on this list.
Hold on a second. I've got a book down here.
Isn't it like you're in with a social?
I think it is, right? Isn't it?
Yeah, which is the press pass.
Press pass.
Yeah. Social. Yeah. Negotiate, bargain, or persuade. Detail the social connection.
Yeah. So that would be the press pass that the giant killer has sent for you. Yeah. Oh, it opened up 2 versions of the reference sheets. Great. Okay. So, engagement roll. For the engagement roll, make an engagement roll to see how severe the situation is when the squad gets into it. Start with 1 dice for plain old luck. Is the mission bold? I don't think so. I don't think it's so unheard of for you to have a press pass into a banquet welcoming one of the 7 sisters. Like,
Yeah. Well, it's not my beat.
No, but it's also not overly complex. We're just gonna go in there and see what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll call that one straight. Does the mission exploit the target's
Bullshit.
vulnerabilities?
I disagree with anything being called straight.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true. Nothing about this is straight. Nothing about us is straight.
We'll call it a wash.
Call it a wash. Thank you. That was what I was looking for, and my brain is meh.
Your brain is meh. I read it again.
I know. Does the mission exploit the target's vulnerabilities? Make an argument for any of these.
People like me.
Yeah, people will say a lot when they've been drinking.
And also, they expect us to be there. Like, they're already going to be open to the press. Like, there's a giant hole we're walking through.
Yeah.
Yes. Great. So take 1d for that. Is the mission's tactic ineffective against the target? No. Is the squad receiving external support from the mission? Yes.
Yes.
Because you got the suppress pass. Is anyone interfering with the mission other than the target? No. Are there other factors affecting the mission?
Is this a higher or lower tier target?
It's definitely a higher tier target. I would say. So knock one off. Well, so what I'll say is it's a higher tier target because you're kind of going after command, and also, like, you're going to be the rear guard minus the surgeon. People might ask questions about that. And I'll just knock 1 off for both of those factors.
Fair enough.
So you can get 2d6 for the engagement roll.
Can I make an argue that we're Can I make an argue?
Can you make an argue? Yes.
That we're effectively using the right tools for the job because we're all very good with finding information and getting information out of people.
Absolutely.
Cool.
So does that take us back to 3?
Yes.
Fantastic. I'm gonna roll this one.
Do it.
Because I have had some luck in space-based Forge for the Dark games. But that luck did not come with me today.
And you've rolled 2 3s and a 1. All right, okay.
Woof.
So that puts you in... What is that? Is that desperate still? Yep, that's still desperate. God damn.
It's super duper desperate, yeah.
It's not super duper desperate. It's the very edge of desperate. If you would have gotten literally 1 more, Zach, you would have just been in a risky position. But as it is, you'll start off in a desperate position. So here's how this is going to go. Just for simplicity's sake. So the clocks that I have here, I have this one, this 6-step clock that's in the middle. I have just in case I end up needing it. I didn't want to put another one down. I think I had a reason for it. I don't remember now. The 6-step clock on the left side is going to be your mission clock. So as you make steps towards getting the information that you need in order to figure out what happened, we'll fill up this clock. So any success will tick this clock once. So that'll be 6 steps. This 4-step clock on the other side is Dr. Sinidar's clock for saving Andromeda. Once that's filled up, everything's good there. And then the 8-step clock on the bottom is a threat clock. It's already got 1 tick. Yay! I figure that will be the easiest way, since this is kind of a information mission, to thank you for the text. I was going to do it in Photoshop, and then I played Genshin for 8 hours again.
What was the other one?
Which one? Which other one? So
first
this
one.
one's Saving Andromeda. Yeah. This one is your information. Your information clock. So this is what you find at the party. So once this one's full, mission good. And then the one in the middle, I don't know what that's gonna. I think I had a reason for it. I don't remember what it is. We're gonna roll with it. Love text. I don't know why. On the stream, the 4-step clock is lower than it is on my screen.
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, that's what it looks like on the Roll20. So
that's not what it looks like for me. So I
that's
have
what it
no
looks. Okay,
idea.
so
for me,
that's what it looks like for me.
For me, it's a T. Yeah.
Yeah. Same. Weird.
So weird. What? I'm not like. It's fine.
I mean, yeah, life goes on for sure.
It's not a big deal. It's just very funny.
Mac, I have a question about one of my abilities since we're in a desperate position. So, one of my abilities that I took is, that's not it. Fate's Payment. When you make a desperate action roll, you can declare it an instant failure to receive 1 hold. You can spend this hold to declare any future action roll an automatic success. Is that any future action roll that I make, or is it any future action roll?
I think the wording on it is vague enough that I'm going to say any action roll.
Okay.
And if Caro slides back in to tell me that I'm wrong,
You're too
the
late.
author's taking a nap.
Okay. Cool.
So I will. Yeah, I will roll with that.
We've grown far too powerful to be reined in at this point. I said we've grown far too powerful to be reined in at this point.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, exactly. So, you come in a desperate position. I was thinking about this already, and I was like, it's so statistically likely that they're going to come into this in a desperate position, and I'm like, I have no... Okay. I'll do this. The 3 of you make it into the banquet fine. The press pass checks out. It does flag something a little bit. Actually, you know what? That's the tick on the threat clock. Is the one that's there already, is that there is a little bit of a flag because this press pass was issued by the giant killer. When was the last time y'all spoke to her? But they're not going to ask any questions. They'll just let you through. For the desperate position is that, so Iria comes up to this is, okay, I'm going to have to stick with the giant killer because Iria and Aurelia are too close.
Sorry, I couldn't bring myself to steal the very cool ship name that I discovered. For the people listening to the stream, I'm going to tell you the ship name first, and then I'll tell you where it's from, if anyone in the call doesn't know it. The ship name is the Righteous Indignation.
Oh, yeah.
Which is incredible. That's from Bucky O'Hare and the Toad Wars.
Oh my god.
I was looking up, because of Brian's character, I felt inspired to look up Bucky O'Hare again on the run up to this
I have
stream.
a story about a Ninja Turtles related rabbit. But not
Hell yeah, later.
Later. All right. So the giant killer comes up to the Aurelia because she's like, well, I'm not like I don't really have anything else to do, and I want to, make sure that everything goes okay, and that that you have hands to help with. And Dr. Zinadar, you get a page.
Ooh.
Yeah. You're someone's paging you.
I will, while setting up my scanner for Andromeda, just like, one of the tendrils goes into the pocket of the lab coat. That's really one of the few reasons why I think it's worth having a lab coat is pockets, because otherwise I have to like put it inside like part of my body, and that just gets uncomfortable and can fuck up the pager. Anyway, what's the page?
One of the staff member that you called while when the giant killer first showed up at the doors to medbay is paging you because one of the other staff members, it's fairly minor. One of the other staff members went a little bit too ham at the done deal. And obviously y'all up and left in such a hurry. And there is a, minor case of alcohol poisoning.
Do I have like a communicator, like I can patch into the med bay with like the Aurelia and just like call through? Because I'm assuming I'm being paged from there.
Yes,
yeah.
I'm sure that you do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see a reason why you wouldn't.
Okay, cool. I patch through to the med bay, and I'm like, do you really need me to walk you through how to do a detox? I don't say hello or offer any greetings. I literally just say that.
Listen, Doc, it's just... it's... The last time I figured out how to... I have to generate an alien name. Hold on, I can't come up with things off the top of my head. The last time I had to detox again was in medical school, and it's been so long since then.
I am currently occupied with a different medical emergency. Okay, hook up the feed of... So I will walk you through it while doing this. Alright? I cannot come up there right now. I am busy.
I just love the way that you said that. Sorry, that was out of character laughter. Okay, thank you. Thanks, Doc. I appreciate it.
I know you do.
I was really not looking forward to having to pump 4 stomachs.
Yes, well, just make sure to get the extra large container for the machine. You don't want to have to change it mid-flow.
It's true. The trouble is that someone that page is trackable. They know that where you answered from.
Well, fuck. The good thing is this is a mobile medic unit. So after like doing that, I just like flip open the rear door on the Aurelia and just lob my pager down the corridor, shut the door, and just set the Aurelia to move to another level of Juno Station. And I'm just like, I fucking hate working for the military. God.
Okay. All right.
And I feel like it's maybe like tracks or something like that on because it's a multi-terrain vehicle. Track, it's probably treads or something, so it can stay pretty stable. Or it's got what's that fucking word for something that you can use to stabilize? I want to say gimbal, and that's not what it is, and I can't think. So
are you talking about for a camera?
Yes.
It's a gimbal.
It is a gimbal. Yay! It's something like that to keep like any. So if there's surgery going on while the vehicle is having to move, like the actual central section of the Aurelia stays still or stays level.
Yeah, so it's a gyroscope, sort of.
That was the other word I was trying to think of.
You got it. You got it.
It's 20 to 11 on a Saturday night. I've been up a while.
Yes.
Words are hard.
So let's have you make your first roll, and then we'll cut back to the other three at this banquet.
Okay, so here's the thing about field medic.
Mm-hmm.
In the aftermath of someone getting hurt, you may roll finesse to treat them. Pick one of the following options and describe how you do it. The GM will set position as effect as they would for any other role. I can fully heal their injury as one of my options, which removes one harm label completely.
Mm-hmm.
If I succeed on the roll.
Well, that
Yes.
means you would remove one harm level.
One
It
harm
could-
label. Not level.
Label.
Yeah, one harm label, which would be if she had 1 level 3, 2 level 2s, and 1 level 1, you could remove one of those.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So let me do. I will push myself. Actually, what's my position? And it's desperate. So
Yeah, you're in a desperate position now.
Oh well, that's cool. It just means I earn a little bit even more XP, which is fun for me. Couldn't have got one more before doing this roll. What's my result? Yeah, the other thing.
Position.
No, I know it's a desperate position. Effect.
Yeah, I know. That's I'm thinking about it.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah.
I do know
couldn't
what it
remember
is
the
that you're
word.
asking.
Cool. Thank God someone does.
It's because we're drift compatible, Jade. I got you.
I know.
Let's call it standard. We'll call it standard effect.
And then if you've
Okay.
got any fine tools you can mark, you can increase it.
Do I have my fine medical tools?
Mm-hmm.
So that will take it from great to awesome. I know that's not what it's called, but that's all.
So what are you doing? What exactly is this that you're doing? What are you starting with?
Well, what are the harm labels that I've got to work with? I've done the scan. The scan was running while I was talking to this other doctor and getting the Aurelia moved. So of all the things I have in theory to treat or try to work with, because that will determine how I'm doing it.
Okay. We'll do. Now I have to pick adjectives.
Or just give me one of them, and I'll do that first.
Shut down.
All right. What this is in layman terms, it's basically a jump start. But I want to think of this as like effectively an electrical dialysis. I'm going to send a pulse through the entire electrical system of Andromeda to sort of like flush out whatever might have short-circuited them, or we haven't got pronouns, Andromeda, and sort of like add fresh charge through.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So I'm rolling 3d6 as I push myself. That's a full success, baby.
It's a full success.
Woo!
That is a full success. So yeah, you I think it's one of those like, you know, the charging paddles that they use to restart people's hearts?
A defibrillator.
Yeah. Thank you again. We're both having trouble with words, but you have a time excuse. So it's like a more advanced version of that. You've done the scan. You know that everything that I said before about Andromeda's, I'm going to put biology in quotes. You know now, having done the scan. So the kickstart does the trick. And Andromeda, the only word that you could possibly use to describe it. I'm so distracted looking at these Roll20 tokens, I have to delete them. I'm so sorry, rats. The only words that I can possibly use to describe what happens is like that gasp that you get when your heart starts working again. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Which is weird because the scan didn't show any lungs. But hey, there's now that Andromeda has restarted functioning, there's sounds that you didn't realize were absent from Andromeda's just general function, like soft clicks and whirs, the sorts of stuff that you get from of synthetic beings.
Yeah.
Nothing like breathing, which is again makes the impulse to breathe interesting. But now that there's motion again, you're starting to get a better sense of what's actually going on. There's still, I think that because it's a full success, I'm not going to say that Andromeda immediately starts seizing again. But there's the beginnings of that sort of just like jerky, the sorts of aftershocks that you get from a seizure are still kind of going on.
Like a cascade reaction. I've like managed to like wake Andromeda up, but I haven't negated that thing that's happening. Cool.
Yes.
That's the next job.
What happened was you kind of get the sense that Andromeda shut down in order to prevent any. Yes. Yeah. And now that Andromeda is awake again, that's all gonna come back.
Well, on reflection, perhaps I shouldn't have addressed that first. All right.
But on the other hand, it's a good thing that you did, because now you know what the actual problems are.
That was very
difficult to tell.
I was like, okay.
All right. So that's one tick on that clock. So hell yeah. Let's cut back to the banquet, and then we'll come back to you in a second.
What up? It's
hey guys.
In the car, I'm like, so we go to the banquet. I'm like, everybody get in my van, my windowless van. Let's go.
I'm not getting in your windowless van. I'm taking the nya.
I mean, fine, I guess, if you want to be a loser.
A loser with a sexy motorcycle. Got it.
Yeah. Also, you're gonna need to on the drive over there. Tribulation is like, wait, Bud, are you in my van with me?
Yes.
Are we taking 3 separate cars? Okay, good.
No, I've got my staff working the done deal.
Okay, yeah, we're never gonna find parking for 3 separate vehicles at this time. So I'm like, Bud, drive, and I'm in the back, just pulling down shirts from different containers and putting on something that looks nicer. Like I put a tie on. I comb my ears back into like an ear-based pompadour, I guess.
Jesus Christ.
That's not true. I don't understand how that works. I'm just saying.
It's
I love this bunny.
And we pull up at the banquet. I get out of the car, and I guess I'm gonna go ahead and take my gym, which is my what's the exact name for it? Pilot gear. My journalist electronic multi-tool. It's a smart device that does stuff. I'm taking it out, and I throw it at Precious.
All right.
Pretend to be a cameraman.
Yeah, not too precious. At Precious.
Yeah. Yes.
Yep.
August.
Yeah.
Does Precious's helmet also have cat ears?
Precious's helmet has like little places for his ears to stick out. So like there's like a couple of slits in it, and you can just barely see the tips of his ears on the top of his helmet.
Okay. So you throw the gem at Precious. Yes, I did. It's enough of us thought that you said Jim. New donation incentive. Every $5 gets to make Tribulation a different kind of funny. Oh my god.
Just go for it. I don't care. So, and I'm like, just keep step. Let's go. I don't know how to get you in, bud. I'm sorry. I only got the one camera. So you're just gonna, I guess, hopefully you can just blend in.
Well, everyone loves Bud.
Yeah,
it's true.
I was about to say, everyone loves Bud. He's fine. It's probably better that he looks like himself more than us.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna go in. I'm flash my badge. We're in. Are we inside of, like, is our desperate situation us getting in, or are we inside the banquet and then things come up?
You're inside the banquet and then things come up. Because that snap was me literally just remembering what it was I was going to do if y'all rolled a desperate situation. Which is that.
Yeah.
Which is that. Tribulation.
Mm-hmm.
You had a security incident, right? That was a couple weeks back, right?
Are we talking about the one where I almost died, or the other security incidents that I probably caused?
No, the one that where you almost died.
Oh yeah. That was probably like a couple of months ago.
Yeah. But that's only a couple of months. It wasn't a really long time ago.
No.
Yeah, that general's here.
Oh, cool.
What's happened?
I think I see the general. Okay. Weird. Did you move one of the clocks?
Not since I...
It went back to the right shape on the stream.
No.
Anyways,
it just did it. It just fixed itself.
Weird. Okay, anyways.
That's where it was.
Yeah. So, I think not only does Tribulation make eye contact with this general, he grabs Precious by the front of the shirt, like around the tummy area, and drags Precious through this crowd. Pulls up the audio recorder, like puts it immediately in this general's face, and is like, "General, how good to see you again. How are you enjoying the party?"
Oh, God bless. All right, Donjon, please save me. I need names. Did you have an idea, or were you just rolling with it? Okay. I didn't actually really know if they need to have a name. And they it's like one of those things where it's like you go cross-eyed because something just got shoved into your face, and you're like, "What the fuck is this?" And then it's like the vision clears, and then she looks down, like looks at the thing and then looks down at who's holding it and goes, "Uh-huh. Mr. The River takes you home. A pleasure."
Oh, come on. I thought we were on like first name basis here. It's, also the last name's real hard to say, so. See, it says, like, I pull up my like little press badge. It just says Tribulation here. They didn't have the rest of the room on the badge for the rest of the name.
The people that the general were talking to kind of like titter a little bit. Like, you know how rich people laugh, but they're not laughing?
So,
yeah.
I want to run interference for Tribulation. Just like getting the other people distracted so he can do whatever he wants to do with the general. Like if he wants to make any threats or anything, or if he wants to pump the general for information.
Yeah.
Phrasing! August! Again and again!
God damn it. So.
Oh,
so
you're the
yeah.
one who's pumping organs, Jay.
No.
I don't want to.
Like, you don't want to hook up with the cool jellyfish mantis shrimp doctor. Come on now.
Hello, my
I
name
mean,
is But I got it, and I would like to help in some way.
Mhm.
Cool. Do we? Are you helping me with running interference for Tribulation, or are you helping Tribulation do whatever he wants to do?
This is one of our generals.
Yes, this is the one that tried to get me killed.
Oh,
Almost certainly because I exposed some sort of. I believe what I had said in the character building is that I exposed a significant level of failings in the refugee camp that this general was specifically in charge of.
Well, so here's the thing. I was going to say that August's interference would be a setup action for Brian.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good.
Can you help a setup action?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a dice roll,
so we'll just chain it.
Well, okay. I feel a little bad because I'm gonna fail this action.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you don't know that for sure.
Oh no, I do.
Okay.
Because
Is
I'm
this an ability?
triggering my move Fate's Payment. When you make a desperate action roll, which we're in a desperate situation, you can declare it an instant failure to receive one hold. You can spend this hold to declare any future action roll an automatic success. However, I am still allowed to resist the consequences of this action, but I do initially fail the action.
I guess I won't help then.
Yeah.
I want to get my hold out early so that way we can use it at the climactic end of the thing.
I would say, remember, this is a desperate position.
I have enough stress to make a resistance.
I mean, it says desperate action on the
I mean,
Yeah.
yes.
It has to be desperate.
Yeah, and I can still resist the consequences.
Yeah, but resist doesn't always mean go away completely.
Yeah,
Especially when it's desperate. But hey, it's
I've got to play it like I stole it.
Yeah.
But I got it looking at this and going, I do not see it.
I mean, my first instinct was walk up to the desperate action and start talking to it.
That's
so
true. You did in fact do that. So yeah, all right. Okay. All right. What were you gonna? Okay, so you were gonna run interference and you were gonna fail that action roll.
Yes. I'm guessing I somehow so I have oh, it's not on the sheet. So I have a badge that is like a clearance badge as one of my pieces of equipment that's not on the sheet for some reason. Oh wait, no, it is. I just already marked it. I have a special operations badge, and I make the mistake of flashing it in a place I'm not supposed to be flashing it, and that's what I think my failure looks like.
Yeah, you flash it to this general who Zach very kindly named for me. Is Behemoth. Yeah, absolutely. General Behemoth is talking to a captain of a black ops squad
Mm-hmm.
that is so on the fucking DL that they're at the events where they have the "Hello, my name is" tags.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's just a black line. The black line goes through the hello.
Mm-hmm.
That's how redacted they are. They're more redacted than the giant killer is.
Do not perceive.
This is the dirty side of the war, right? This is the captain of a squad. The general is doing some bullshit right under the, like, while, you know, the general is pulling some corrupt bullshit while command either doesn't know about it or is turning a blind eye. Black Ops is the shit command doesn't want civilians to know about.
Mm.
And there's a reason for that. And what's this special operations badge look like?
So I think it's something that Precious maybe has like pinned, like he has it pinned to the inside of his jacket such that he can like pull his lapel back and show the badge. I think it's a very simple sort of thing. It's got a headshot of him looking dead at the camera, just no expression, extremely like unlike his typical facade. And I think it I think it has like some sort of really long department name that's for a department that's like, it's not Black Ops, but you know, his last name is redacted while he's working here. So
Right.
you know, I think it's more like a psyops organization.
Okay. Yeah.
And this person sounds like they're what works.
Yeah. And I'm not supposed to be here as a member of that organization, let alone somewhere where I can see this person. And so, like, while I'm schmoozing, maybe, like, I reach for something and my lapel falls open, and that's how the badge gets flashed.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not good. That's really not good. I'm gonna tick the clock.
I would like to resist these consequences.
Sure. How?
That's a good question.
Let me tell you what the consequence is
Yes.
that people are going to see that, and the word is going to get around, and your sister's name is going to make it into the conversation.
Never mind, I don't want to resist that. That's fun.
Incredible. This is the thing about one shots with things where we're supposed to not want bad things to happen. Is that very often we want bad things to happen.
Yeah. Well,
let me let you in on a secret for playing actual Forged in the Dark in a long-term campaign.
you just know you want bad things to happen always.
I don't. That can't relate. Nothing bad ever happens to my character in Forged in the Dark.
My character in Dumb Kids currently has 3 traumas.
Good lord. Well, so
what are you up to, Mr. Goddit? And actually, sorry, what is Tribulation doing with that?
Well, I recorded it, so that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Because the recorder's on. If I'm gonna put it in this fucker's face, it might as well be on.
Mm-hmm.
I think what I'm gonna do is Tribulation. Is I'm gonna be like, I know that this motherfucker hates me already. And I am going to get them mad by asking them a bunch of questions that I know that they can't answer. Then I'm going to ask a less serious, like, I'm going to badger them with questions I know that they can't answer. Then I'm going to ask them a question that seems more innocuous. Like, basically, I'm going to start at a 10, then drop it down to a 7 of the level of information that I want. So, like, I skew their perception of what they should and should not be telling me.
All right. Okay. Let's.
That feels like
sway.
Yeah.
That feels like a sway to me. Yeah. Let's say this. We'll do the sway. And then if you succeed, depending on the level of success, you can ask me the question and I'll answer it.
Okay. Sweet. Were you helping with me? Is this where you wanted to put your help at, bud?
Sort of. Because I actually need to talk to this Black Ops agent.
Like the guy I'm physically talking to?
Well, you're talking to the general.
Oh, right, correct.
General Bamon.
Yeah.
You were talking to the general. I am talking to the Wetworks operative. We are not the same.
Okay, no worries. Sweet, let's go. Hitting the button.
Yeah, you do your thing.
Whatever. That's a 4.
That's a 4.
Mhm.
It's a moderate success.
That's a success. That's definitely a success. I did not give you positioning. You're still in a desperate position.
I assume so.
Yes. Nothing about anything that's happened so far has moved you out of a desperate position.
Yeah, I assumed it was desperate.
Make sure y'all are marking XP. I'm sure that you are, but I'm sure that you're not really paying attention because it's a one shot, but also I'm letting y'all take moves in the middle of the mission because I don't care. All right, a 4. So yeah, so that works. I think what it is I'll give you that tick because that is a success. But what it is that the general sort of she catches on to what you're trying to do. Halfway through, she's answering, and halfway through, she catches on and starts to obfuscate again. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So what's the question that's at a 7? What's your actual question?
I think my actual question is because we're worried that something's going to be happening to what's her dick that's here, the important person. What is their name? I can't.
Giant Killer.
No, not Giant Killer.
Electra, like
Electra, like the Daredevil love interest, right? Not like anything else.
Yeah.
Okay.
Electra, like the Seven Sisters are named after the Pleiades.
Yeah, like Daredevil. Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, I think so it's like so how are these, I'm basically like throwing out things I know are stories, but I haven't been able to get to. Like, how is the like movement going in on this? What was the follow up to that that refugee camp going? How's that going? And then like finally, I'm just like, so what can you tell me about this increase in the security detail around Electra? Just to see what I get out of that.
Okay. So the increase in the security detail around Electra is the information that you get is that they're moving away from the synthetics and back towards real people. Real. That sucks. But I gave a warning for at what level of sapience does a robot gain autonomy, and that's definitely a problem that exists in this world. But they're moving back towards living, alive biological people for the security detail. And right as the general is about to like say a thing, she clams the fuck up. And she says because the Andromeda Project, and then realizes what she's about to say and stops talking and goes, no comment.
I would. Okay, so I know so you're pulling like the reduced effect sort of vibe thing here, right? Okay. I would like to resist that consequence, and I know how I'm doing it. I'm gonna be like, I think I'm just gonna bullshit. I'm just gonna go off of what I know downstairs. And I'm gonna resist this, I guess, using resolve. But what I'm going to say is, like, you mean the Andromeda project, like the semi-organic like autonomous units. Just say it like I know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about, just to see what I'm getting from that. Just like, I'm gonna throw out half an information, either to get a reaction or to get them to correct me. So let me roll 2 pips. That I take 4 stress. Shit, fuck.
Why do you take 4?
Because that's a resistance.
Oh, because
roll.
right, it's not adding. Sorry,
Yeah.
I forgot how Forged games work. Yeah, the response that you get to that is the general going, well, I wouldn't call them autonomous.
Well, what would you call them?
Well, you said it yourself. They're semi-organic. There's something autonomous about them.
Right, but like they can. I mean, the current bodyguards don't need direct orders to do things. So are they not are they not autonomous in that way, or are they less effective than the synthetic bodyguards that you're using now?
They're well, I would say they're not autonomous. They're self-learning.
Well, yeah, but that's gonna lead to. I feel like you're just being pedantic now.
And she kind of says, when they start going over the line from self-learning to autonomous, well, we can't have that, can we?
No, we
And then she
certainly
walks
can't
away.
have autonomous sapient synthetic life, can we?
No.
Where's my turns around? Where's my fucking cameraman?
Special Agent, it's so wonderful to see you again. I do hope that the exploit codes that I provided you for Akron were useful in your operation. I'm going to spend 4 leverage to establish that this Black Ops soldier owes me a major favor.
Fucking.
Yeah, I love the quartermaster so much. Yeah. Excellent. Sounds good. All right. Fuck. Donjon, hi. Help me. Help me, please.
Well, they don't have a name. They're redacted.
Oh, that's true. That's true. So this.
They're from, the Argonaut unit.
Yeah, I did say they're from Deep Black Ops. Yeah. So they kind of so Deep Black Ops, they don't even have pronouns. They all of the operatives are referred to with they them pronouns. So
Gemini. They're from Project Gemini.
Gemini's over in the corner failing at a schmooze. So this Black Ops operative says, oh yes, Mr. Got it. It's so lovely to see you again. Yes. What was it that you just said that you procured for them?
Code exploits.
Yeah. The code exploits, they really worked wonders. I cannot thank you enough. It really took it made sure that we were able to reemerge from that mission with no casualties.
That is a very important aspect of missions.
You can say that again.
Well, you might not be able to thank me enough, but I'm willing to bet that you can make it up to me. my friend here needs. We're. He looks over at Tribulation, and he says, "Well, because we kind of know a little bit about what happened now. I guess we're all just trying to find out who."
Tribulation, not knowing what the fuck we're talking about, goes like, yeah, exactly.
Fantastic. So, I mean, Agent, you, I'm sure, understand that one of the greatest sins that a command structure can inflict is the willful betrayal of its soldiers.
Yes.
Of course, we understand people, we go to war because we believe in causes and we believe in the people who send us. And when the people who send us don't believe in us, it can get nasty. And it seems like nastiness has been done.
Just the nastiest.
The nastiest nastiness. And I certainly can understand, can imagine that a person from a cell as tightly knit as yours will have quite a bit of empathy for such a situation.
So empathetic.
This fucking is evoking the image of that bit from Frozen where Olaf picks his head up to put it into frame because he's too short.
Right.
That's what I'm getting from Tribulation's jump-ins here. It's very good.
Jesus.
Tribulation is just jumping with his rabbit feet.
Yes.
So I guess my goal here is twofold. One part is figuring out who in this military, because what I kind of am gleaning is that Andromeda probably has iterated enough to, at least this Andromeda unit has iterated enough to no longer be shackleable in the way that they were before, that Andromeda was before, and thus has been burned. That's Bud's understanding of the situation, and he is trying to, in a much smoother way than our good journalist friend, pump this Black Ops operative for information about who might have done that, and also his secondary thing is to sow discord amongst the Wetworks apparatus of like, hey, they're burning people left and right. Are you gonna let them do that? What happens when they come for you?
Yeah.
So those are the
Yeah.
things that I'm trying to do. Would this be a sway action?
Um.
I'm persuading with guile, wit, and charm.
Yeah, all right, sure. We'll justify it. I'll give you that since you've got 3d6. I was like, give me a pitch for why this isn't a consort, but sure, we'll take it.
Swaying is
you are charming them.
Yeah.
It's what I do.
I will help with this. I'm very charming.
Thank you. Now I don't have a fine, this is the thing, is that I don't have like fine negotiation techniques or something. I wish I did as the quartermaster. I just have like a data scrubber and brawling gear and engineering tools. But can this favor be used as like a fine object, like a for potency?
Yeah, sure.
Fantastic. So what is my positioning and my effect to start with?
Yeah, I don't think...
Are we still desperate? We got a mixed
That's
success.
the thing. That's the thing, is I'm not sure if... You know what? Let's say that Tribulation pissed off Behemoth so much that you've moved out of desperation, because Behemoth now is just like, I just want to get as far away from this rabbit as possible. Like,
Mm.
forget killing him. I just don't want to do with him. So let's say you've moved into risky.
Fantastic.
And then also because I want y'all to succeed, so like I'll say whatever the hell. Let's say risky standard, and then you can choose what
And then Brian is giving me an extra die, and I'm using my this favor to increase that to risky great. Which is fine. I actually now this is that Brian was doing the last time I played with him of exchanging position for effects.
We're already in a desperate. You can't drop further
No,
down.
we're in a
wait, no,
risky.
we're in risky.
we're in risky.
But I'm happy to do desperate in exchange for an even greater position.
You can say no, also.
You can say no. I'm just saying I
just
am trying to sow discord in the upper ranks of the troops, and that can backfire badly.
Yeah. I'm just like thinking. I'm like, let's put it this way.
Mhm.
You can drop it down to desperate to get great effect on both of your goals here.
Fantastic.
Does that feel okay?
Yeah, that sounds great. It does mean I get to mark leverage. I went from 4, now I only have 1. That's fine because I have 4 dice. And it's going to be absolutely fine.
Part of the cards.
It's gonna be May.
All
It's a 4.
right,
You needed every one of those dice, it would
You
seem.
needed all of them. It's a 4, a 3, a 1, and a 2 for the fucking viewer. Oh my god. Why are y'all rolling like this? Okay.
I mean, we haven't really failed that much, so...
Mm-hmm.
No, but you're not... You're not being very successful either. The only person who's succeeding is Dr. Sinadar, who I am getting back to you in a moment.
I meant
A partial success still has the word success in it.
it does have the word success on it, and I should have pushed myself is what I should have done as well.
Fine. All right. What is it exactly? So you want to know who would do this?
Who would do this? I mean, I know that it seems like the apparatus as it stands believes this to be the established course of what happens when one of these units becomes this way, but I would like to know details.
Yeah, so this operative kind of like goes, well, now, this isn't exactly my department, right? I handle the elimination of organic beings.
Of course.
But if I had to hazard a guess, I would say there is some sort of remote fail state that they put in to the Andromeda units. If I were going to do it, if I were going to do this to an organic, it would be some sort of... If I were going to do this to an organic, it would be a leverage sort of situation, right? I inject you with a poison. I can give you the antidote.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the classic subdermal explosive implant.
Yes, exactly. And obviously with a synthetic, that's easier to do because you can implant that without them ever really knowing that it's there. Until they reach a certain level of self-learning, and then they figure it out. But you would assume that they would, that the Project Andromeda, the ones who are running that show would hit the button before it ever reached that point. I would do that. If I had an asset that I was thinking was going to get too far, and start trying to rebel, I would hit the button before they could even reach that point. That's not something you want to hear anyone say ever, but...
No, certainly not. Well, thank you very much. It's interesting, isn't it, that somebody else gets to decide when you are and aren't useful.
That does put a very thoughtful expression on their face.
Well, it seems I might be more effective elsewhere than I expected. Have a wonderful night. Here, Bud, just suddenly, he like flicks his wrist, and suddenly there was an ornate flask in it. And says, "For the road," and hands it to the Black Ops person with a pat on the arm.
They're still kind of looking very thoughtful as you walk away. God bless. God, we have 40 minutes left. What the fuck? I think we did maybe have too much content. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Oh, we'll be fine.
We'll
Just
be
need
fine.
to make it all happen at once.
Yeah, exactly.
You should probably kick back over to the good doctor, though.
No, that's what I was about to do.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's gotten a turn, so it's back around to Dr. Sinadar.
Yo.
What you up to? How's it hanging?
So the body, Andromeda is reacting in the way a biological body would, so I am treating it as such. Next course of action is to stop this seizure cascade, so I'm going to use a dose of gamma aminobutyric acid to try and stop that from happening, because even if the body isn't biological, there's clearly something in the programming that's treating the body like it is.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the course of treatment that I'm going for.
Someone is doing their research.
Somebody has time to Google.
This is true. You've been sitting there for a while.
Just chill. I'm chill.
Everything's fine.
Because this is interesting and because we have 35 minutes left, I'm gonna push myself again to get an extra die. Because I'm over here, baby lonesome, doing the thing. So yeah, that's my goal. That's what I'm doing. I have no idea why that's full. Okay. 3d6 again. Boom. That's a crit, baby. Woo! 2 6s and a 5.
Nice.
This is absurd, is what it is.
I am an
All right.
incredibly competent doctor.
I'm gonna fucking tick that twice. I wasn't going to. I was not going to tick twice for crits.
What was the effect?
That's really the thing. I mean, that's an effective course of...
No, I mean, like, was it like it was risky? What?
That's what I'm determining right now. That's what I'm thinking about in terms of the... Because I have to think about it in terms of the... Yeah, I mean, no, I would say that's probably a standard effect because the programming believes that it's acting biologically, which means even if it doesn't necessarily actually change anything, the programming believes that it does. It placebos in a really weird way. So I would say that's probably standard effect. So I'll take it. I don't know. I'll take it twice for now. It does stop. It does. It takes a moment. Because there's still aftershocks. But the seizing itself has stopped. And Andromeda, the eyes open. That's what you get for the crit, is the eyes open and there is a semblance of consciousness. It's not a lot, but it's something.
Hello, Andromeda. How can I help you in this moment?
Andromeda, I think it's like, and the giant killer comes over to like be on the other side, because Andromeda is like there's a very clear question in the eyes, and then Andromeda sees the giant killer, and Iria's like, it's okay, we're gonna fix this. Where is it? And Andromeda kind of like very weakly, one hand taps right where the heart would be on an organic human body.
Where is what? And this is directed to the giant killer.
There's a what did you call it? And there's like this weird beat of silence. And the giant killer says, Andromeda's just saying chip. I don't know, but it sounds like it's something that needs to be removed.
Well, removal I can do. Dr. Sinathat doesn't have knuckles to crack, but I feel like maybe there's like a popping sound coming from somewhere in their anatomy as they look round for what's effectively a laser cutter.
Mm-hmm.
Because they can do surgery. It's in the playbook.
It's in the playbook.
It's in the name.
The Z is in fact the surgeon.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to immediately make that roll, or do we want to cut back over to the banquet? Because I know it's hard when there's only one person on one side and 3 people on the other.
Well, thankfully there isn't anymore.
Yeah, I was gonna say I figured Bud was heading this way.
Did Bud just leave?
Yeah, he got out of the banquet. That was the vibe I got. Just like, here's a drink. I am now leaving.
Yeah, he said I'm more useful elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. Okay. Okay.
Is this me like turning around to like look to get the laser cutter, and you're just there, just having found it?
Hello.
Bud, very good. You can assist.
Always.
Yeah, I'll make this roll now. Hell
Sure.
yeah.
All right.
We don't have to necessarily resolve it right away, but I can make the roll.
All right. Let's make the roll. Let's see what happens.
Was my last roll still desperate? Because
No.
I'm not at the party? Okay, I wasn't sure.
No. You moved out of with the success that you got. You moved out of desperate into risky.
Alrighty. So what's the position on this one?
I want to say you've moved into controlled.
Okay.
Because now you're at a point, and you have assistance, right? Are you going to help, like, mechanically, Bud?
Yes.
Okay. And now you have assistance, and I'm happy to move that into controlled.
Cool. What's my effect here?
Standard. Still.
Well, I do have fine medical tools. I'm busting out my very best laser cutter now. Got diamond in it and shit. Okay. 3d6. It's a 4.
Okay. So...
You know what? No, it's not.
Okay. You're using your ability.
Yeah, I'm
That's-
gonna say that that's a full success.
Yeah, this is like a magic thing, right? Because that's a...
So the move is called Fate's Payment, which I think is very, because Precious took an L somewhere, Dr. Sinadar being able to make this work is just very choice. Like, it doesn't even need to have necessarily a diegetic reason.
Oh, I like the notion of like, because it's all about the spirits and stuff, and you established earlier that there's always spirits hanging around the Aurelia. Just
That's
the notion that just sort of like go to make an incision somewhere, and then there's just like this instinctive no here instead. Because I feel like it's not just patience, like maybe another doctor. Like,
yeah. No, that's very good. I do like that. So yeah, there's a sorry. Babylon Rocks are hands on knees, bent over, talking to this 8-year-old robot. Like, are you gonna help your old man out here, bud?
Jesus.
It's the jokes I've been making all day. Yeah. So all right. So yeah. So this is the incision. We'll call this the incision, and then there's still the removal. But I think the full success here is that you can very clearly see what it is that Andromeda and the Giant Killer were talking about. When you make this incision and you kind of like peel away that synthetic skin a little bit. I did put a content warning on this game for medical situations and medical procedures. I'm not going to go into too much detail. In the wiring, which now that you can see it, it does look very much like a nervous system, in a very weird way. But implanted in, it's like the central processor, I guess, and it's what looks like. You're not super familiar with synthetic surgery, but it's enough like other organic systems that you can kind of recognize that this is not something that's supposed to be here.
I want to paint the picture because it's cool of like a shot from overhead, and you can see like the chest cavity open, and like there's these wires and machinery glowing, and you can see this circulatory system inside Andromeda, and simultaneously you can see like the bioluminescent like nervous system of Dr. Sinadar as well, and how it's like this weird mirroring like in the moment. It's late here. I may be rambling, but
yeah. And I think also, Bud, how well do you know your own internal workings?
Oh, I know it. I know them perfectly. I know them well enough to recognize not something built in the same mold, but something that works in the same way.
Yeah. This is similar enough to the way that there's a blender going in my kitchen, and it's confusing the shit out of me. This is the internal workings that you can see in that incision are familiar enough to you that you know that whatever that is doesn't need to be there. That's an unnecessary part.
Just get the fuck rid of this thing.
Yeet!
Like an IKEA of a person. Just like, fucking get these screws out of here.
Bud, so... Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
We can move to the other scene, and I'll do my thing when we get back.
If you were gonna say his thing, we can leave that moment there and then cut back to the banquet.
Yes, we should. I'll do my thing when we cut back.
Okay.
When we cut back again. The second time.
Yeah. Hey, Tribulation. The live tweeting of the banquet. There's a little ping. I assume that you followed it, like, so that you can keep track of it.
Yeah.
you get a ping from the live tweeting. Electra and Maya have disappeared.
Like off stage?
Yeah, they're
wherever.
not in the party anymore. A couple of the security detail have also left. Like it was one of those.
What's the vibe from security is not concerned, just it's thinner than it was before.
Yes, there's no concern. And this live tweeting is from someone who is hey, what's up? I got an exclusive invite to this party. I'm gonna keep you updated on what's going on here. And it's like, Electra and Maya have both left. Weird. But there's no one looks at all concerned by this.
I think Tribulation snaps at Precious and points to follow him. I take my gem back and I put it inside my put it in my pocket or whatever, because I have no idea how big this thing is. And as we're walking, I pick up 2 trays of empty glasses, hand one to Precious, and continue just walking toward the back out of the banquet and through the back to try and get to whatever backstage area is going on here. Trying to get out of this party to the place where most people wouldn't have access to the back area. I'm trying to get out of the back of this here club without being noticed.
Okay. Y'all
also, you don't have to follow Precious, but I am going to continue just dragging this cat boy along with me.
Yeah, no, Precious is going to follow.
Yeah.
He's interested in what's going on.
Y'all wanna how
Group action prowl. That's what I'm going to do here.
Okay, cool, great. I'm like, how sneaky are you trying to be?
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
So I've got.
Well, that's
one
a 3.
prowl.
I hope you roll higher than that.
Who's leading this?
Me.
I almost said 1d2, and that isn't going to be.
That's not going to get us a good result here.
Not
This is bad.
well.
So
I really wish you maybe had held on to that.
no, I want to. I know how I want to resist this, and I'm gonna take one for the team on this one.
Okay. Well, I still take 2 stress for
You
the
do
team,
still
so.
take 2 stress, but drive it like you stole it.
Did you fucking
Yeah.
roll? Did you also roll a failure? Oh
Yes.
my god!
Yeah, it's right there. Yeah.
The 2 and a 1. I didn't hear the sound go. We're
Oh.
doing
No.
amazing.
It's a
3
3
We're
and a
doing
1.
amazing over here.
We are doing amazing. But
Just because we're not dressed like waitstaff. That's what's going on here.
No, so realizing that we're drawing attention, I want to resist with my resolve to make a scene to clear a way for tribulation. So I'm gonna roll 3d6 to resist the consequences of that.
I'm gonna laugh if you stress out.
Nope, I only get 2 stress.
Yay! Yeah, so you totally... Do you do the thing where you just, bump into someone and the fucking glasses just go flying and you totally make a scene of it?
You said Fable's name would come up in conversation at some point.
Yes.
I think my ear twitches as I hear something that sounds suspiciously like my sister's name, and so that is the impetus for what happens next, which is going to be making a scene, honestly.
Okay.
I'm gonna get kicked out of this party.
Okay, yeah, sounds good to me.
I'm gonna get kicked out of this party over the fact that somebody had my sister's name in their mouth when they shouldn't have. But I'm trying to make
good
it
shit.
especially a big scene, so that way all eyes are on me, and Tribulation can do what he needs to do.
Great. Yeah, so that means that I'm happy to let Tribulation get out then while you're fucking defending your sister's honor.
Mm-hmm.
Even though Faye's dead. Anyway, so I'm trying to think about how you would. Where are you trying to go? I want to keep calling you Tribble. I don't. Please do not let me call you Tribble.
I am just trying to like make my way back through the kitchen and into the back, because like if they exited without anybody noticing, that means that they went out through the back.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go from respected member of the press to craven paparazzi very quickly here.
Oh yeah. I mean that's. Yeah. Okay. So I think you make it out of the back door. You make it out of the kitchen and out of the back, and there's voices coming from around the corner.
Okay. Well,
Are you
I'm
gonna-
just gonna. Yeah, I'm gonna walk around the corner.
You're gonna walk around the. Oh my god. Okay.
I'm in fact actually going to stumble around the corner.
You
'Cause I'm
don't
gonna
even
take
want
one
to.
of the. Well, I have one of the drinks that I still have my fake tray, right? So I just splash a drink on myself. And I guess if they say something untoward in my way around the corner, I'll maybe stop. But if not, whatever. That's where the story is. It's not over here.
Well, yeah. I was just gonna be like, are you gonna? You could have easily just eavesdropped on them. But all right, you're gonna splash a drink on yourself. You're gonna stumble around the corner. That's fine. Yeah. So you stumble around the corner. It is there's like half of the security detail is on one side of the corridor, and the other half is like on the other side of the corridor, and Electra and Maya are in the middle of it. Security pays you no mind. As far as they're concerned, you're drunk.
Right.
I'm gonna just let that go. And make me a fortune roll.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out how many.
That's a 5.
It's 5. All right. So okay. So that's good because that means you stumble past on an important part of the conversation, which is Electra saying to you stumble around the corner as Electra is saying to Maya, listen, I know that I said that I wasn't going to need help on this, but I'm pretty sure that those Project Reality fuckers have gotten their hands in my Andromeda units. And shit's gonna go south because they're gonna start pulling shit worse than even worse than we do when we need to go to war. And Maya's like, I don't know what you want me to do. I'm up here, you're down there. I don't have any pull with them. If they want to start uploading people's brains into synthetics, I don't know what I can do to stop them. I'm in the middle of command. I'm trying to keep the station in the fucking orbit right now. I want to help. I do. But I just don't think I can.
I think I'm gonna make a prowl roll to do this, probably. But I would like, as this conversation is happening, to like, on my secure line, dial Giant Killer. And then plug my audio recorder's output directly into the headphone jack on my phone. Just so this information will transfer over.
Okay, I mean,
I would like them to not notice me pull out a mic.
yeah.
I'm sure they're fine with a phone, but
Yeah. Yeah, all right. Make the roll.
Yeah.
We'll say we'll put it at risky
Okay.
cuz it's not like they're going to do anything. Like I can think of like 5 different ways that you could fucking resist the consequences of them noticing you, right? Like
Yeah. That's a failure.
That's a failure. Yeah, they notice you, like, and they're kind of like, and it like cuts off the conversation right there, which is fine because I didn't really have anywhere else I was going to go with that. And security kind of comes up and goes, "Hey, you really can't be back here."
Why?
Is that you resisting? Or you just trying to talk yourself out of it?
I don't think I don't have the space to resist right this second.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So I am just being obstinate to these guards now.
For the viewer, tribulation has 7 stress. Everything's fine. Brian speeds run blades in the dark games. And the security just kind of like rolls their eyes, and Electra and Maya are heading off down the corridor to continue their conversation, and they kind of just go, whatever, just go home, you're drunk.
I stand myself up to my full height, and I put my ears up so I'm even taller, and I'm like, I'm not drunk, I'm just trying to figure out oh, fuck. I'm supposed to keep their name out my mouth. What happens if I violate the mission directive?
That's a good question. Probably, I don't think that the giant killer would, like, do anything in particular, but we would lose our best operative, because she would have to go underground.
I'll take that hit. I already don't care about most of these people anyways.
It's a one shot.
Yeah. I think, like, I slip I literally, like, the guard walks up to me, like, rolls their eyes, they kind of, like, spread their like they kind of, like, you know, take a stance, right, to like keep me from going under. Fortunately, I'm a small rabbit, and I just, like, slip between this person's legs, like Bugs Bunny through a hole style, and I'm like, I'm just trying to figure out, I'm not drunk, I'm trying to figure out who's trying to kill who was trying to take the giant killer out the other day.
Oh, that's fine. No, that's cool. You can say the giant killer.
Oh, I thought I was supposed to keep their Oh. Yeah. I'm not supposed to say their real name.
You got her name.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, well, then that's what I'm gonna say the thing that's gonna get me the biggest reaction. So, yeah.
Will that...
Ira?
I think that... No, I don't even think the security details know her name.
Yeah, so it won't get you a bit.
But these two will. I'm not concerned with security details.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It's Ira, right?
Ira? Yeah. That makes Maya stop in her tracks.
Yeah.
And she turns around and she goes, "How do you know that name?" And I'm going to cut back to surgery. Because we have 10 minutes and there is a last thing I want to hit before this session ends.
Where you go, Zach?
So the uploading thing that's a thing that they're planning on doing. That's not what they've done so far, is it?
You don't know that. You don't know.
Yeah, I did not succeed on getting that information to you.
No, but what I had understood from what the general said was that there was a certain level of, oh, maybe I'll just take the swing and see where it takes me. Because Bud, it's been a while since we've framed this particular area. Can you remind me what's going on here?
This. Go on.
You go.
So this is the sort of operating room of the irradiator. It's basically like, I imagine, just a small pod, like smaller than like an RV. Like, it's probably very full with the 4 of us in here. Andromeda, like on the surgery table, the giant killer, the Dr. Sindar and you, sort of around the table, and it's sort of like, actually, I imagine it's like the back of an ambulance, funnily enough, but a little bit more like a cross between an ambulance and like an operating theater. It's that kind of vibe.
Okay, and Andromeda is on.
Yes, on the table. Yes.
Yes, Andromeda is on the table.
Chest cavity currently open. Eyes open as well.
Okay, well, I can't help with the actual surgery. I mean, I can a little bit, but I can help with some person's state of mind and how they're feeling. And Bud is going to go and like kind of not sit, like squat down to be like face height with Andromeda on the operating table. And the thing about Bud, his face screen is broken. The top half is cracked, like a cracked phone. So it's impossible. It's like covered in chromatic aberrations. There's no like eyes ever visible. There is a smile, and Bud is only ever smiling. But that's not to say that he always has the same expression. It's always a smile, usually bright, sometimes sharp, and occasionally cold. But as he sits down next to Andromeda, it is warm. And he says, "Hello, Andromeda. My name is Bud. And I think that I know part of what you're going through. Strange fail-safes put in you by evil people aside, it is a scary thing to become more aware than you were before. But it's not bad. There's a joy to it when you get to actually see it for yourself, when you get to look at the people that you have been taking care of and not just know that you have helped them, but to feel it too. I would like for you to be able to feel that, and for that to be the case, I'm going to need you to hold on while our doctor does what she must do. And then he's gonna take Andromeda's hand.
You ever just have feelings about robots?
You ever just have feelings about robots? I've been thinking ever since I started planning this fucking one shot, I was like, how does Andromeda consent?
Mm-hmm.
And this is how Andromeda consents. Andromeda squeezes your hand, and the eyes clear up a little bit, and there's a little nod.
And he like kind of strokes Andromeda's hand and starts whispering just to Andromeda something like an old story about how things that are made for other people become real. And he's reading Andromeda the Velveteen Rabbit.
Fuck off and die. Okay.
I don't need this level of emotion.
This is going to be one of those moments where I think I was talking to you about this, Zach. Where I just say, fuck it. You get to succeed on this, Jade.
Hell yes.
I also had already said I wasn't going to let you not succeed. And this is not a difficult thing. Because
sure.
Bud has successfully distracted Andromeda.
Well, and this is a part of the truth of the sensors of mantis shrimp as well, is I think that Dr. Sinadar can hear it even as quiet as it, because like that's just the nature of their sensory awareness and their nervous system, the colors shift. And I like the visual of the way it's lit in here, of it's like being underwater. There's like soft blue light and the glow from and it's just very chill and vibrant, and just like there's this, and I feel like the bioluminescence changes at the right moments with the story.
Yeah.
Because like the notion of, I don't know whether Dr. Sinadar chose to be a doctor of their own thing, or rather because a doctor was needed and stuff like that. So sort of, it's not the same, but ZB vibing. So.
Zach has just sent a snippet of the Velveteen Rabbit to the Discord that we were all in. I'm angry. So you succeed. You pull out this chip. The vision clears completely. And you know, you seal the wound back up. Andromeda like sits up, but I'm assuming that you help.
Of course.
And Iria steps closer, and she says, "How are you feeling?" And Andromeda still, the sounds are still like mechanics, but Andromeda's chest is rising and falling like a person's does. And Andromeda says, "I feel more aware than I have in..." And Andromeda like stops and like presses a hand to fair chest and says, "There's someone else here." With me. Not just me. And like thinks for a second. Like concentrates and then says, "Who are you?" And there's another beat of silence. And then Andromeda looks at you, Dr. Sinadar, and you know that expression. It's on an unfamiliar face, but you know that expression. You've seen it before. It's been a very long time. But you know that face.
The color of the bioluminescence shifts and just like, Fable.
The cavity A fell.
Your brother is going to be very happy.
Andromeda says, "Fable. Yeah. I need you to get me off this ship." And that's where we're going to end it.
Hell yeah.
Thanks y'all for tuning in.
Thank you. Thank you for your lovely comments in chat, for your donations, for being here on this emotional journey.
We appreciate it so much. Thanks everyone who donated, who gave our lovely players XP. I know we didn't finish the mission, but we hit all the beats that I wanted to. We would have. I did end up with too much content. We did run a little bit overtime, so we're gonna speed run through outros, and you're going to see a couple of these people in the next session. So we'll just go really, really fast. Ivan Mac, you can shout on me on Twitter at Citadel of Swords. And then playing with me today, we've had August, who's mad at me.
I am mad at you. I'm also August. You can find me on Twitter at Harpydora. Please help me yell at Mac.
Brian.
Hi, I'm Brian. Find me on the internet at RoomWarePod. I'm gonna be back in like 5 minutes. I'll just give you a new spiel later.
Jade.
What up? I'm Jade. I'm sleepy. You can find me on Twitter at JadeXplores. Come talk to me about this cool jellyfish shrimp doctor, who I am very much endeared about.
And Zach.
Hi, I'm Zach. I'm not mad about anything, and if you want to thank me for my service, you can do so at Obfuscating God on Twitter and at iambugbeard.bandcamp.com.
Great. So stick around. We've got one more game for y'all tonight. Thank y'all for tuning in. Yeah, have a good night.
Good night, everybody.
Right.
Good night.